Okay, thank you. Good evening. This meeting held in Roselle Park Middle School Auditorium is an open session of the Roselle Park Board of Education held under the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, Local Source, the Home News Tribune, the Borough Clerk, school offices, and the district website. Roll call, please.
President Carlstrom,
Here.
Vice President Harms,
Oh, I'm here.
Ms. Cunha. Here. Mr. Fernandez,
Here.
Mr. Hemingway. Mr. Hemingway. Mixon Ponte, absent. Dr. Kirkland. Here. And Ms. Quintella. Here. We have quorum.
Thank you. Please rise for the flag salute.
It still feels hard to hear a little bit.
Resolved that the Roselle Park Board of Education meeting hereby convenes to executive session for discussion of the following subjects: personnel matters and attorney-client privilege. It is anticipated that the executive session will take approximately 60 minutes. The board may take action during public session. The board shall return to the public session following executive session at approximately 7 p.m. The minutes of the executive session shall be released to the public when the reason for the executive session no longer exists. May I have a motion to go into executive session? Thank you for the second. All in favor? Aye. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Sherman School family. May I have a motion to go and return to public session? May I have a second? All in favor? We just completed our executive session, and for reasons of the following: personnel matters, attorney-client privilege, and student matters. Right now, I'd like to begin with the agenda, and we have a board member vacancy to appoint Paul Bayamonte as board member to fill the vacancy until December 31st, 2021. May I have a motion to approve? May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Harms. Ms. Cunha.
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway. Dr. Kirkland.
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Crossman.
Yes. Now, administration of oath.
No, you can use that one.
If you can raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Paul Bayamonte,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will
and that I will
bear true faith
bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in
established in
the United States
the United States
and this state
and this state
under the authority
under the authority
of the people.
of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I state your name.
I, Paul Bayamonte,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess
that I possess
the qualifications
the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of
for the office of
Member of Board of Education,
Member of Board of Education,
am not disqualified
and not
as
disqualified
a voter
as a voter
pursuant to
pursuant to
RS
RS
19-4-1,
19-4-1,
am not disqualified
and not
due
disqualified
to conviction of a crime
due to conviction of a crime
or offense
or offense
listed in
listed in
NJSA
NJSA
18A 12-1,
18A 12-1,
and that I will
and that I will
faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of that office
of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Mrs. Callis, may we have a roll call of the full board?
Vice President Harms.
Yes, we're here.
Mr. Bayamonte.
Here.
Ms. Cunha.
Here.
Mr. Fernandez.
Here.
Mr. Hemingway.
Here.
Dr. Kirkland.
Here.
Ms. Quintella,
Here.
and President Crossman.
Here. It's time for public participation on agenda items only. Those of you who wish to ask a question or speak may approach the podium, and please state your full name and your address.
Can I take it off to speak? Jennifer Jaskula, 145 West Grant Avenue. I just would like a little clarification. Congratulations, Paul, but we, at the last meeting, the special meeting that was called, we swore in Paul, and we also, and I noticed on the agenda, we had the transfer of a teacher, two teachers. And I'm a little confused as to why they're back on the agenda when I questioned at the last meeting that the special meeting should only include what was originally on that agenda on 9/22 that was posted. Was there a change somewhere along the line? Because when we spoke about it last time, it seemed to be fine.
If you look in the agenda, you'll see that for certain resolutions, there's a little plus after it. And at the back of the agenda, there is an end note with that plus telling you what it means. It was discovered that there was a procedural issue with respect to the October 26th board meeting. And as a result, anything that was impacted by that, the board is taking action on those items at tonight's meeting.
Okay, so one of those plus items, would that also included, and no offense, Ms. Kuna's swearing into the board as well?
So Ms. Kuna was actually appointed to the board at the
Mhm.
October 19th board meeting.
Okay,
And the only thing that occurred with respect to her on October 26th was the oath of office. That's actually not something that has to take place at a board meeting. And so there's no impact.
even though there were votes taken with the two
There's,
board members? I'm just asking so that we're both very straight,
There's
because we
no-
were very clear that what
There's
I
no-
asked was kind of put off and said, no, that the procedural was fine. So I'm just want to clarify.
there's no vote with respect to an oath of office. Vote is with respect to the appointment, and her appointment was voted on October 19th,
Okay.
at
So
the October 19th board meeting.
So the appointments made that night were Mr. Biamonte,
To Mr. Biamonte, the appointment was made on October 26th,
right?
along with his oath.
Okay,
With Ms. Kuna, the appointment was made on October 19th, and her
Mm-hmm.
oath was administered on October 26th.
okay. I understand what you're saying. All right. But the other one with the transfer of the teachers, that's been pulled back because of the procedural.
So as I said, any
Okay.
resolution that shows that plus
Okay.
is being revoted on this evening.
All right. That's fine. Thanks.
Seeing no one approach the podium, I will close this section of the public participation. And I'm very happy to introduce Mrs. Lechner, the principal of Sherman School, where she has some information and some awards for us.
Thank you. Good evening, Board of Education members, Mr. Garrido, Mrs. Callis, and the Sherman School community. The 2021-22 school year is off to a great start. It's wonderful to have our students and staff in school full day every day. Once again, classrooms are interactive learning environments where students are engaging with their peers and teachers. On Mondays and Tuesdays, you'll hear snippets of music chords, of trumpet and flute lessons. On the third floor, students in 4th and 5th grade are maneuvering through the halls, switching from class to class. In the gym, you will see students practicing for their physical fitness assessment, followed by an intense game of soccer or basketball. In the lunchroom, students are making the best of eating behind the dividers. They're enjoying their lunches and looking forward to Pizza Fridays. And of course, their favorite period of the day is recess. And I have to agree with my students, as it is also my favorite time of the day. I do enjoy participating in the highly competitive game of 4 squares, but most important, it is a chance to just talk and check in with my students. I'm so thankful we are back, not 100% back to normal, but as normal as we can make it. And I have to thank my amazing staff and the PTA for all of their efforts to make things as normal as possible for our children, from outdoor snack time, read alouds, to science explorations, and pumpkin patches to book fairs, Halloween parades and parties, we are all working towards creating a positive school experience for the Sherman School students. I would like to acknowledge Ray Parento and the custodial staff for the wonderful improvements made to our school over the summer and these last few months. The fire doors and new hallways and lighting have made such a difference throughout the building. New fencing around the playground to secure open spaces and several other projects completed, including a bathroom for our new preschool class, painting the stairwells throughout the building, and the amazing front entrance to add some curb appeal to Sherman School. The Sherman School staff and students appreciate all that our custodial team does. I'm very excited to share some of the great things that have been happening at Sherman School. Once again, morning meeting is built into the daily schedule for students in preschool through grade 5. Morning meetings in an engaging way to start each day, build a strong sense of community, and set children up for success, socially and academically. Each morning, students and teachers gather together for 20 minutes and interact with one another. Mrs. Halpern, our guidance counselor, has organized several character education programs. Sherman School participated in Start with Hello Week. We began the week by wearing name tags and looking each other in the eye, saying hello, and including the other person's name. We ended our week with everyone wearing green. Green is the official color of the Sandy Hook Promise and national color for this initiative. Students are encouraged to wear green to increase awareness and show support. Sherman students participated in the Week of Respect. Mrs. Halpern organized activities for the week, and students and staff enjoyed school spirit days, such as Team Jersey Day and Pajama Day. Our PTA organized National Walk to School Day. They turned our front lawn into an amazing pumpkin patch. Every student took home their very own pumpkin. The entire school participated in the Sherman School Pep Rally themed walkathon, and we had a blast. We invited our new 4th grade students to participate in the Steam Tank Challenge. The Steam Tank Challenge is sponsored by the New Jersey School Boards Association and the United States Army. The competition asks teams to invent something new, modify an existing product, or identify a situation or real-world problem that needs a resolution. Our 5th grade teachers work closely with their students to initiate student-led conferences. The feedback from our teachers was very positive. Students were insightful and honest about their evaluations. We have continued the tradition of every Friday at 8:20, having our outdoor flag salute. Mr. Thomas and Mrs. Capola and the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts organized the flag salute for the entire school. This has been a long tradition at Sherman School, and we love how the Scouts have taken on an important role in this ceremony. Our humble and kind theme teaches our students about the tremendous impact of doing for others. I feel it is important to highlight some of the amazing things our Sherman students, families, and teachers have done so far this year. Our student council members, along with students from all the schools in our district, participated in the Roselle Park Veterans Day ceremony last Thursday. Our 2nd grade students are organizing their annual Harvest Fest. This tradition allows for the collection of food for the Casano Center and supplies for a local animal shelter. Mrs. Bennett, with the help of the student council, will be collecting pajamas for the Pajamas for Books through Scholastic. I'm so proud of our Sherman family for all of their efforts to give to others. Teaching our students the importance of giving back to their community truly embodies what it means to be humble and kind. I am thankful for the opportunity to be here tonight and to share the great things happening at our school, and also to recognize these amazing children sitting in front of me. I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Okay, and now I'm honored to recognize our students from Sherman School. So I would like to call up Mrs. Burgos and Mrs. Dougherty. And we're going to first honor our students that participated in Steam Tank. So a little history about our journey with Steam Tank. We started our journey October 2019, bringing this opportunity to all the 4th grade students. We had 7 teams submit videos, and all of our teams were invited back to present in the Steam Tank Regionals in March 2020. Due to the pandemic, everything was put on hold, and then last spring, we were invited to present virtually. 2 of our teams decided to continue and presented their inventions to a panel of judges. we were elated to find that both teams made it to the finals to present a prototype of their invention, as well as explain how they used the judges' comments, suggestions, and questions into the further planning of their designs. This entire project has been such a positive experience. Mrs. Burgos and Mrs. Dougherty have spent countless hours after school with these students, walking them through each step of the process, practicing presentations, refining slideshows, and more. These teachers decided that fourth graders are the best grade to work with because it really is a 2-year process. Submitting your ideas in the fall, regionals in early spring, and the finals the following October, when they would be in 5th grade. However, the amazing students being recognized tonight are now 6th graders. Both teams did a fantastic job throughout the process, and they are being recognized for their team's accomplishments, but also for the perseverance and continuing to see this project through the end. So first, I would like to talk about the Quick Clean Box team. And both teams received a special recognition from Steam Tank for the finals. Quick Clean Box. They received a special award for outstanding achievement in entrepreneurship, demonstrating high business skills in the areas of invention, analysis of product, and potential success in the marketplace. They also received a special recognition for creativity and the exemplar integration of the arts, music, media, and other visual performing and artistic expression. At this time, I would like to congratulate and call up Miss Ava Banks, Lily Vita, Alexandra Condor, Emmy Gregor, and Isabella Ranieri. Great job, girls. Our second team for Steam Tank was Save the Galaxy. This team also received special recognition from Steam Tank. They're being recognized for outstanding achievement in the category Innovative Use of Technology. The team that demonstrates innovative uses of technology, software, programming, or control technology that solves a real-world problem and benefit individuals, communities, or organizations. Congratulations, and I would like to call up Evan Torres, Analia Ramirez, and Clive Zadanowitz. And you can see they're also wearing the shirts that they designed for their presentations. They all did a fabulous job. Thank you. Can't wait to see what they come up with in the future. Okay, the next group of students that are being recognized tonight is the Sherman School Student Council, the Council of Character. I knew we had a special group of students this year right from the start. These children are the most excited group of children to be a part of Student Council in all my years of Sherman School as administrator or 5th grade teacher. The effort and thoughtfulness that they put into their campaigns was unbelievable. Their speeches were heartwarming, and it was clear that they loved their school. They were respectful and appreciative of each other. I could not have asked for better representation at the Veterans Day ceremony. I am excited to see what they have in store for Sherman this year. I would also like to acknowledge the 5th grade teachers, Ms. Cherico, Mrs. Matarante, and Ms. Sheps. Please come on up. For the countless hours that they spend with these students, mentoring them, spending time with them at lunch, planning and organizing events and fundraisers. Congratulations to the 21-22 Student Council. When I call your name, please come forward. Atia Alvi, Emma Argue, Samara Frias, Amber Carrion, Ava Cutrofello, Diana Negron, Richie Huxford, Jaden Ramos, Brandon Thomas, and Isabella Ergeles. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very proud of our Sherman School students. At this time, I'd like to turn the microphone over to Mr. Garrido, where he will have a Girl Scout troop presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all of the Sherman students who are being recognized tonight. Tonight, we have a special presentation to the board. As we all know, the past 18 months have been very difficult for all of our students. The Girl Scouts of Troop 40773 did a very special thing to share with the board and to share to the schools to help and support our students. So I want to call up the troop to the podium and make the special presentation to the board.
Hi, my name is Stella, and this is Olivia and Diana. We are junior Girl Scouts working on our Bronze Award Service project. I'd like to tell you about the origins of the worry dolls. They are popular in Guatemala and Mexico. They are usually handmade dolls, and they are given to children to rid them of their worries.
Children whisper their worries, fears, and troubles to the dolls and put them under their pillow or near their bed. The worry dolls take the children's worries while they sleep so they can wake up in the morning feeling better.
We wanted to do this project for our Bronze Award because we want to help little kids who are feeling overwhelmed adjusting to how school in person is now. We would like to give these dolls to the guidance counselors of each Roselle Park elementary school so they could give them to children who are struggling and who may need a friend to tell their worries to. We would like to read the poem we wrote and include with each doll. This doll was made with love for you. It has some worries, maybe you do too. Whisper your worries and it shall hear. This doll can help you fight your fears. Put it by your bed at night before you turn off your light. It will take your worries while you sleep
It's a gift from us for you to keep. Thank you so much.
Go do their homework.
To the Girl Scout Troop 40773, thank you for your creative and outstanding work. And to the rest of our Sherman School family, we thank you for attending this evening, and we're going to send you home now so you can do some homework and rest or relax and get ready for tomorrow. Thank you for coming and great job. Okay, back to the agenda. At this time, do we have any committee reports that we'd like to share with our audience?
Sure.
Seeing no committee reports at this time, I'll turn the microphone back to Mr. Garrido with his superintendent report.
Thank you, Mrs. Colstrom. Good evening, everyone. I do have a report tonight that I wanted to share with you. We are past our first marking period. We are quickly approaching the first trimester for our elementary school students. Our priority continues to be the health and safety of our students and our staff. As of today, we have 18 reported cases of COVID in district. That does not mean that we've had any in-district transmission. As a matter of fact, we've had 0 in-district transmission, as well as no outbreaks throughout the districts. That continues to be a testament to our staff here, our nurses, our administration, and our teachers who are doing a great job making sure that our students continue to be healthy. As you notice, and every day I say a little prayer. We've had no notices of reporting of COVID over the past week or 2 weeks or so, and I'm very excited to report that. Having said that, I just want to remind you that our district has been very careful in making sure that we continue to enforce the mask mandate throughout the buildings for all staff as well as students. We continue to make sure that the required physical distancing is enforced, and we have that in place in every building as well. Hand washing and making sure that the proper respiratory etiquette continues to be enforced throughout the buildings. We continue to have a very strict COVID era visitors policy that we do continue to adhere to. Cleaning and maintaining the healthy facilities continue to be one of our number of priorities. I know Mr. Parenta is here, and I do have to, give him credit for making sure that anytime we either have a positive case in any of our classrooms, and anytime there is deep cleaning throughout the buildings. Health screening continues to be on a monthly basis. I'm just asking parents to please continue to report any symptoms that can be related to COVID to the school nurses. That is key to make sure we continue to maintain the safety and health of our students. And of course, we will continue to monitor student learning loss and their mental health status. If you look at today's agenda, we do have quite a few programs that the board will be voting and approving tonight. However, that's only the tip of the iceberg. As you know, we received funding from the state to make sure that we can recognize that certain students need additional support. There will be literacy support throughout the district, ESL support throughout the district, middle school remediation programs, as well as algebra for all enrichment. These are just some of the academic programs that you will be seeing after school, before school, or during off hours. Also, mental health, we have partnered with Prof 25. They are a therapeutic counseling center who will be coming to our district once a week to provide therapeutic support to those students that are needing that kind of support. Also, counseling and parent presentations will be part of our support system for mental health. Counseling programs before and after school and even during lunchtime will be available for students who need support, as well as a program called Contact We Care, which is for those students, again, who are suffering or may be having some kind of traumatic or trauma due to losses during COVID or so. So I just wanted to let you know that we're moving in that direction. And finally, in terms of COVID, back on October 29th, I sent out some guidance, travel guidance, now that the holidays are here. And I'm really asking the parents to please make sure that you report any travel plans to either your school principal or the nurse. That's how we can really do any type of contact tracing. Please adhere to those rules and regulations that we have in place. Again, our goal here is to continue to maintain the health and safety, to continue to have our students come in full-time every day without having to pause their education again. Several school districts have had to pause and go into full remote already for 2 weeks or so. We're trying very hard to make sure we can maintain that. So I'm asking the parents to please report any travel plans. I know there is some days that students will have to quarantine when they return, or, even the staff. And we notify the staff, of course, already, that if they're not fully vaccinated, they would need to quarantine. Okay, and the letter was very clear. It clarified everything that you need to do. So that's really the report that I have. I want to thank you for continuing to cooperate and collaborate with our staff, with our administration. And again, the goal here is to try to, maintain the safety of our students as much as we can, as we continue to provide the best education and now the best support programs that we can possibly have for them. So, I want to thank you for that. And my understanding is parent conferences went very well. They were very well attended. So I want to thank the parents for that as well. But at any time, if there's any concerns with your children, please reach out to the school counselor or the school administrator, and they will be there to assist you. I just wanted to remind, this is something that last year we couldn't do. I want to thank the PTAs and the people involved in this. Our annual bonfire is back on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. That's a wonderful community. There are also other community activities that are being planned. And of course, the Thanksgiving game on the 25th, come out and support our football team. They're out there. I believe it starts at 10 or 10:30. 10:30 on Thursday morning. It's a wonderful time, and it's really, it's nice to come out and support them. So with that, I want to wish everyone a happy, safe, and healthy Thanksgiving weekend next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garrido. At this time, we'll return to the agenda, and we're going to look at policy, agenda item 2. Okay, may I have a motion to approve district policy of adoption reading, the vaccination and testing? Motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Vice President Harms. Mr. Biamonte.
Yes.
Ms. Cunha,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway, Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella, and President Crosstrom.
Yes. On to personnel, agenda items 3 through 26 and addenda items 1 and 2. 3, staff appointments. 4, staff resignation. 5, staff retirement. 6, revision of appointment dates. 7, maternity leave of absence extension revision. 8, leave of absence extension request. 9, after-school monitor. 10, high school and middle school additional teachers and classes 2021, 2022. 11, district substitutes. 13, additional lunch proctor personnel. 13, additional high school extracurricular advisors for the 2021, 2022 school year. 14, substitute extension of hours. 15, additional athletic proctors, site managers, 2021, 2022. 16, additional mentoring. 17, elementary literacy intervention support program. 18, middle school algebra support program. 19, supplemental project-based learning. 20, additional breakfast proctor personnel. 21, additional athletic coaches, 2021, 2022. 22, additional school extracurricular advisors, 2021, 2022. 23, home instruction instructors. 24, high school extracurricular advisors for 2021, 2022. 25, change of assignment transfer. 26, high school extracurricular advisors for 2021, 2022. And the addenda. For personnel, we have number 1, staff appointment, and number 2, change of assignment transfer. May I have a motion to approve the personnel section?
So moved.
May I have a second? May I have a roll call? Yes,
Clarify 24 and 26. It looks like I don't know.
There is a duplication. It'll be corrected on the minutes.
Okay.
thank you for noticing that. Chad, so 24 and 26 there, it's mentioned twice, so, but it was corrected. Oh, different people. Oh, okay. See the names? I think we should scratch 24. Is 26 the correct one?
I believe 26 is the correct one, so 24 will be removed.
Scratched. Any more questions on that section? 24 is scratched. 26 stays. And so did we have a motion to approve? And we had a
So moved.
second? We had a second. And now a roll call since it's been clarified, correct? Okay.
Vice President Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Okay, so I'm not sure what agenda you have, but if 24, we're going to scratch or, move out, delete, and 26 is going to stay with 2 names.
Yes.
just for clarification for the members of the community, number 20, the last agenda item under education really belongs in personnel, hence why it was moved to the personnel section. Ms. Cunha,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Crosstrom.
Yes. Now we're going to move to education, agenda items 27 through 32. 27, harassment, intimidation, bullying incidents. 28, education programs. 29, preschool operational plan. 30, education trip request. 31, conference attendance workshop. 32, high school and middle school athletic schedules. May I have a motion to approve the education section?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. And roll call, please.
Vice President Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
Ms. Cunha,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Crosstrom.
Yes. Moving to business, agenda items 33 through 45 and addenda items 3 and 4. 33, monthly certification. 34, approval of bills. 35, approval of minutes. 36, 2021, 2022 board goals. 37, memorandum of agreement. 38, secretary treasurer report. 39, use of building and grounds. 40, vendor name change. 41, grant application. 42, professional services contract. 43, budget transfers. 44, memorandum of agreement, the RPEA. 45, settlement agreement. Yes, we have. And then the addenda items, 3 would be use of building and grounds. 4, federal budget revision. And may I have approval, or may I have a motion rather, to approve the business section?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Harms.
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte.
Yes.
Ms.
Yes.
Cunha. Ms. Cunha.
Yes, with the exception with the following 34, number 35, the minutes of October 19th, 2021, number 39D and 39F.
Mr. Fernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway. Mr. Hemingway.
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland.
Yes.
Ms. Quintella.
Yes, with abstention, 39A, 39B, 39D, and no to 39F.
Just so I can hear 39A, B.
Abstaining from 39A, 39B, and 39D,
Okay.
and no for 39F.
And President Crawford.
Yes, and I abstain from 44. We're going to move to continuing business. Is there any continuing business to discuss? Any new business to discuss? Seeing none, I would like to have the public participation at this time, and each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your full name and address for the record when you approach the podium.
Jen School of 145 West Grand Avenue. Just for clarification, on agenda item under personnel, number 24 that we have in our agenda and what's online states the winter coach, the 2 of them. And then again, it is on item number 32 with a different name.
So we just clarified that number 24 would be removed and the new 26 is the actual agenda.
There is 26 on ours is the harassment, intimidation, and bullying
Right, so what I
incidents.
had explained was that the last agenda item under the education section really doesn't belong in education, it belongs in personnel. So that cheerleading coach personnel item would be the number 26 in personnel, which is the actual agenda item. 24 will be removed because that's
Okay.
incorrect.
So for clarification, who are the coaches on item number 26?
It would be Ms. Weinger and Ms. Gibson.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, I believe you might be incorrect as to the winter coach. And it is actually item number 24. Just I'm not trying to cause, but just so that we don't have a problem later.
She will take a look and then I guess change things at some point.
Maybe okay, but maybe we should pull it, both of them, until we clarify it. I know the vote's already gone through, but double check it.
Then we defer to,
In order, because the matter's already been passed, you'd have to pass a motion to retrieve it and sort of table it.
Mhm.
Motion to retrieve it and table it.
do you have a motion on the table from Ms. Quintella? And then Mr. Harms seconded to rescind it.
And just for the record, to be clear that you're talking about resolutions 24 and 26 together are both being pulled from the agenda, and any vote that was passed with respect to 26, there's a motion on the table to null that. So now we would need a roll call vote on that motion.
And then get clarification on it and vote again next time? No.
You can then put the motion on, I think it's December 7th, whatever the next board meeting is, to retro. Yes. No, you just need a motion, roll call with respect to the motion that Ms. Quintella proposed.
I need some clar. I'm not hearing the whole conversation here. It's very difficult. We got air conditioning going here, and with the mask, I'm not getting what's the whole thing here. I'm understanding that we're tabling 24. Okay, 24 and 26. Dustin, that was your motion to, okay, and I second that, correct?
That's
And
correct.
now we're voting on that.
Yeah,
What
so-
is all the other stuff that's going
So
on?
just for clarification, 24 was actually never voted on because it was pulled before the vote. So what you're doing is Ms. Quintella has made a motion to essentially void the vote that occurred just a little while ago on resolution number 26. It was seconded, and we're now taking a roll call vote with respect to that motion, which will pull it and then allow you to put it on a future agenda item once the clarification is sought.
It's awful hard to understand.
Yep.
It's terrible.
I
Okay, it
understand.
really is. With the mask and everything else, it
Yep.
just, and the noise, okay,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
Ms. Cunha,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez, Mr. Hemingway, Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella, and President Carlstrom.
Yes. So we're still in the public portion now. If anybody else wishes to come to the podium, state your full name and your address. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lucy Figueredo. I live at 330 Sheridan Avenue in Roselle Park. I have two. I've been president now for 2 years now for the middle school. And not one person has approached me from the Board of Education saying that they represent us. I know when I was going, my daughter was in 6th grade, Chad was there to represent the middle school. I've had no one represent us. So I would like to know, now that the person that was left, who's representing the middle school?
It's very hard to understand you or hear you. Who's representing? I didn't get that last part.
Okay.
Who's the liaison?
Yes, that's exactly right. We used to have Chad that would come to the middle school and sit there and explain exactly what was going on. Now we have no one. I've been here for 2 years and not one person from the Board of Education has made an attempt to contact any of us. So I would like to know who's representing this.
The middle school.
No, it represents, I don't have that list.
And the person in the middle school is not there
Okay,
any
what,
longer.
I'm sorry, what school is that?
Middle school.
The middle
Yeah.
school? Got it.
If we don't find out, I'll volunteer for the next meetings or whatever to be the representative from the Board of Education to come to middle school.
Thank you. I love that.
We will make sure that.
I will be there. I just need to know when it is, okay, so I can make it. I'll be there.
Perfect. Thank you.
So Ms. Figueredo,
Yes.
Ms. Falcon was
Correct.
the,
I know who it was. She left.
she was the liaison for the middle school.
Yes.
Sure.
Since then, there was no revision to the board committees. So if Mr. Harms is willing, I will add him to be the committee member.
Don't ask me hard questions though, okay?
Thank you so much for bringing that up. We appreciate it.
Perfect.
We want to make sure that we are represented and the board is represented as well.
Exactly. And I actually felt, how could the Board of Education allow this and not even approach anybody? But that was the first one.
When is your next meeting? Uh-oh.
I look back at. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Get it from Ms. Goyce.
By the end of the meeting, if you could, that'd be fine, or if not,
We actually Zoom, so I'll give you all the information.
okay. Oh, Zoom, I don't move.
Yeah.
A little hard for me, but we'll be there.
Okay.
Thank you.
No
And
problem.
come January, there'll be all new committees made also.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. The other thing is, I came to find out that Sherman, Aldine, and Robert Gordon all have filtered water. Now, my child goes to the middle school. She's had issues. If she gets dehydrated, she has passed out. So she has a note that she has to bring water. Now, in the middle school, there's no filtered water. I was a little surprised. So I'm sitting here, what am I doing? Packing 4 or 5 water so my daughter doesn't dehydrate? So I would like to know, these schools were supported by the PTA because they could afford it. The middle school doesn't have that money. So I would like to know, how can the Board of Education help our children? Not only the middle school, but the high school also, because I have children in both. And both of them have told me that they cannot buy water or they have to bring water. And my one daughter actually ran out of water and told me, Mom, I felt really sick. So I just want to point it out that these schools need water. So, and honestly, the PTA cannot afford it. So we're asking for help.
Yep. We are currently evaluating the water fountain around the buildings, and I will bring that information to our facilities committee so they understand, and obviously funding will, we can budget for that. But certainly, I want to thank you for bringing that to our attention. There has been no need for water for the past 18 months. The students just came back now, so we are working on evaluating all the water fountains. And I know the PTOs have done a lot in terms, I know Aldine, they purchased, I believe, 2 water stations
Yes.
or so. So we're looking into that as well.
Okay, well, we did start, Cindy and her husband were kind enough to start a GoFundMe for the
Okay.
middle school.
Thank you.
So we have started to raise money.
Mhm.
We are probably able to buy one.
Mhm.
And if you're willing to help
Yeah,
us,
did you know how much they are?
about $1,400. from
1,400?
Amazon.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
And I actually asked Ms. Goyce, do you have anybody that would do it in your facility, to plug it in? I wasn't sure if the janitor could do it, if we have to bring somebody from the outside, which then of course we'll have to fundraise again.
No, I definitely thank you for bringing that up. We will certainly evaluate the water situation in the buildings.
Okay, and the high school too.
And
Don't forget
of
the high
course,
school.
of
Okay,
course. Thank you.
Cindy Mago, 433 Walnut. So Lucy stole a lot of what I was going to say, but I just wanted to talk about the water fountains a little bit. I know that the school water fountains have been covered. I'm assuming it's due to COVID prevention. But when we found out that the middle school did not have bottle fillers, like Lucy said, my husband and I set up a GoFundMe, and we're actually able to almost buy 2 as of today. Between the donations we've gotten online and cash that we've gotten from my husband's coworkers, we got $2,250. So they're $1,400 each. We can almost buy 2. However, I'm here to ask that the Board of Ed would pay to have them installed. For some reason, Aldine PTO had to pay the district to install them. Sherman did not have to pay to have them installed. So I've asked the principal to look into why that is, but I haven't gotten an answer. I'm hoping maybe you guys can come up with an answer. And I'm hoping that the middle school wouldn't have to pay to have them installed. Also, just curious, why the answer was to just cover the water fountains without any other solution. I even called Pontonian because, we're part of their free and reduced lunch program. Kids are supposed to have access to water. Our water fountains have been covered since September. Pontonian said they have not been giving out water. If a kid wants water, they have to pay for it. So that's really not right. And then come to find out the high school water fountains are not covered. Why is it okay in the high school for the water fountains to be open, but not elementary or middle school? That just kind of seems silly. Sorry, I have one other thing before I run out of time. Another thing that we noticed in the middle school was the lunchroom. We were told that all the dividers would be clear plastic so that the kids can see through them. In the middle school, they're not clear. They're big old black cardboard science fair dividers that the kids have to take out of a box, put up themselves, touch them, put them back in the box when they're done, and they're told to eat in their little cubby and not, take their head out of their cubby. I don't know how they can be sanitized when they're cardboard because otherwise they'd be falling apart. So, I get we have to take precautions, but when the precautions just seem silly, maybe we need to rethink those. So that's all.
Sorry, I just wanted to let you know our meeting is December 15th. December 15th is our next meeting. Yes. Well, Zoom, I'll give you the Zoom.
Seeing no other member of the public approaching the podium, I would like to have a motion for an adjournment.
So moved.
May I have a second? All in favor? Motion carries. The next scheduled board meeting will be an open session held on Tuesday, December 7th, 2021 at 7 p.m. The board meeting will be held here, I guess, because it says the high school and the high school's
No.
not ready.
It will be at the high school.
It
We're
will?
hopeful that the school will be open after hours by then.
Okay, we're to the high school where we won't be echoing. Have a very happy Thanksgiving all, and we'll see you in December.